one click is all it takes to lose everything.
We are in a cyber war. You can either be a defendant or you could be a victim.
Nobody ever, until this year, stepped back and said, wait a second. If Facebook is free, how is it a multi-billion-dollar company? If Twitter is free, how is it a multi-billion-dollar company? Nobody ever connected the dots, and the reason is it isn't free. In internet, in cyberspace, free basically means you're the product. So you're giving your data in exchange for a service, and they're able to utilize that information. So we're starting to realize that we have to be a lot more careful on the information we post. And to me, what it really is raising is when you're online, you have to be very careful of what you click, what you do, and what you agree to. Now, I'll be honest with you. I'm not a big fan of some of the things that Facebook has done. I would not have necessarily done it that way. But this recent case where Facebook is getting all this criticism about sharing data with third parties, I sort of have to raise my hand and go, whoa, 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 whoa. Facebook gives an option to the user that they have to explicitly agree to share their information with a third party. If you've never done it, I just did it the other day to see how it works, but you get some of these apps and it says you can log in with your Facebook. When I click log in with my Facebook credentials, it redirects me to Facebook, and it then goes in and says, do you want to share your information with a third party? Yes or no? And if I click yes, then it takes me back to the app, and my information is shared with a third party. Now, I'm reading all this stuff in the news this past week, and I'm like shaking my head going, wait a second. People are saying that Facebook cannot share information with third parties, that they're violating laws, blah, blah, blah. But they asked you. They said, do you want to share your information, right? And we clicked yes. So to me, this year also taught us that we need to go in and do a better job with being aware of what we're doing and what action we're taking. And this is a crazy thing, and I've been saying this for a while, and 2018 proved it. When we go online, we lose common sense. Things we would never do in the real world, we would do in cyberspace. Let me ask you a question. If I came up to you and I gave you a contract and said, sign this contract, would any of you sign it without reading it? No. We would all read it. We would all take a look at it. If I came up to you and I knocked on your door and I said, I would like to install a device in your house so I can listen in on all of your conversations, we would say, no, that's crazy. But guess what? Online, we click yes to things that we never read. How many times have you installed a new piece of software? Have you gone to a new social media site and the user license agreement comes up? That's a contract. How many of you actually read it? Probably no one. Maybe a few. I actually do. Now, I recognize that I have no choice, but I actually read those, and that's why when a lot of this stuff comes out on these social media companies, I laugh because I'm like, you agreed to it. Now, if you didn't read it before you signed it, whose fault is that, right? But we have to do a better job of just being a lot more aware of what we're doing and what we're agreeing to online. So the quick year in review, it seems like companies are not putting the foundational items in place that they need to. They're making really, really silly mistakes. Governments now with GDPR are starting to step in. So next year will be interesting to see what happens with those fines. And we're seeing pretty basic style breaches caused by adversaries.